Leo, do you remember last year, the 23rd of September? I don't know that song. Do you remember last year when we tried to do the 25 days of Christmas specials and failed miserably?
Yeah, the one that like dumpster fire. Yeah, I remember
Yeah, all
that.
my subscribers blame you. This year, I decided to give you a second chance. We're coming back. We're not doing this every day. I cannot. I've learned I don't have the capacity to keep up with every day. But we're doing some Halloween specials, completely random. I don't know. If anybody has in the comments has any suggestions, feel free to let me know. But today, we're kicking it off with my favorite special from my favorite cartoon, Ed and Eddie's Boo Haw. All right, Leo, tell them what the story is.
All the
Ed
story
and Eddie's
is,
Boo Ha Ha is a half-hour Halloween special in which the Eds attempt to find the town of Spookyville by using fuck you, using a long since outdated map, courtesy of that bald-headed hoe we call Eddie's brother. 22-minute long
that fucking
special aired on
asshole.
October 28th, 2005, and let me tell you just about that. I miss that. I miss when Halloween specials came out in Halloween time. When did studios start doing this thing where Halloween-esque movies come out in like fucking July? What the fuck is we just
Okay,
got we're just now at time of recording, we're like 3 episodes into Agatha all along. Why did this start in September? Why did we
okay.
do this?
So I believe that's because of company greed, and they're like, we since Christmas starts early, and well, no one gives a fuck about Thanksgiving, but since Christmas starts early,
Mm-hmm.
that we're gonna make Halloween start early, and the only one I can give a pass to is fucking Gravity Falls because they wanted to do a Halloween special and couldn't because
Oh,
they're
the
in the middle
the,
of
the
summer.
bumfuck ass Summerween shit.
Yeah, the Summerween, which apparently is getting some traction and is apparently being trying to be voted in as an actual holiday, which I don't know how
Well,
to
I
feel
can
about
assure
that.
you we're not doing that. I can tell you that for a fact. All right, now we start this one off with Double D. For some reason, why did he choose to do this? Is he waited outside school organizing leaves because Eddie had detention. And you know what? Let me tell you, Leo. This is how you kick
Mhm.
off a Halloween special. That fucking intro with the credits and they're all like grotesque ass monsters and shit, and the
Mhm.
cool score, which we'll get
Mhm.
to that score later. But that's so fucking cool. And it like has that like what's it called? That like sheen where it looks like the VHS is skipping that Friday the 13th ass effect. I fucking love that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It did it felt like I don't want to say every horror movie ever, but like the good old ones that like you knew were either going to be real cheesy or real scary. I agree with you. That was a good choice. Good choice. Good choice.
And also, here's the thing: we run in Ed and Double D, Eddie and Double D go catch up with Ed to get their Halloween shit started. And Ed been watching Halloween movies for a while now. Here's the thing: here's where I started getting to thinking. Here, if school was today, and there are roughly 200 movies in Ed's room, and we're assuming Ed went to school that day. And detentions in Midwestern schools around late 90s, which is when Ed and Eddie takes place, are usually about 2 hours long. So let's assume he teleported somehow directly in front of that TV the millisecond that school bell rang, and that let's give each horror movie around 30 minutes to an hour long time, just for time's sake. Ed would have had to have been watching 40 to 50 movies simultaneously, back to back, before that TV was finally shut off.
Nah, he was watching them 3 times the speed, dog.
Damn, I forgot about that. He was just watching. No wonder he's always like getting hot flashes of future parts in this episode, and also like fucking Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street in his fucking head.
All in his brain.
Also, when they pull out the map to Spookyville, there's a hidden snail on it. That motherfucker has been watching this entire time. He went from Ed, Edd and Eddy to Adventure Time. He's been watching.
Oh. Oh shit, I forgot about that.
All right, the Eds get them out to Spookyville, and they're ready to get the Halloween shit started, and they get their costumes. Ed is Thor, but I guess I couldn't say Thor, so they said Lothar. Eddie's is actually pretty baller, Cam. I think Eddie deadass has the best costume here. He is the zombie Elvis. That deadass
Mhm.
looks good. And Double D,
Mhm.
you know I love Double D, y'all. If anybody watched my Q&As, you know my favorite cartoon character in all of animation is Double D. But, little dude, you were just asking to get bullied. What do you
Guess what I
mean?
am?
I'm the
The
bubonic
bubonic
plague.
plague.
You're just asking to get whooped. What are you
Yeah.
doing? All right, moving
Honestly, man.
along. You know, the Kanker sisters are always depressing me because last year we did Ed and Eddie's Jingle Jingle Jangle, and we learned that the Kankers have to celebrate every holiday on like poor mode. So for Christmas, there's no presents, there's no stockings. Those are just mittens hung up on the wall. Not mittens, they're fucking kitchen mitts hung up on the wall. And for Halloween, they're just roasting marshmallows with ketchup over a fucking grill that's probably not theirs. Because why
Wait,
else
do
would it be in
people
the middle
not
of a
do
cul
that?
de
Was I the poor one of the group?
What?
Oh God.
It's just so
Oh
depressing
no.
me. All right, we're
Yeah.
moving. Ed starts whooping everyone's ass. The background, I noticed a lot of the I was watching a lot of the background for whenever Ed would have his like delusions, and for Alien Jimmy scenes, that background is a Mandark's lab from Dexter's lab.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay. I was wondering why it looked kind of familiar. I couldn't put my finger on it. That's interesting.
yeah. Speaking of Jimmy, god damn! Ed fucking rips out a stop sign and bashes that motherfucker so hard that he is just flat on the ground. How did you live? Ed's out here committing murders, bro.
People tend to forget that not only does he have idiot strength, he has cartoon strength,
Yeah,
and those
they're
things
just
combined together.
they just be damn lucky that he's stupid. Because anytime he has like he gets the idea to anytime he gets the idea to hurt someone, they're getting hurt. I remember the
Motherfucker ate
episode
a
where
slide.
yeah, he ate a slide because there was a pebble in his shoe. There was also the fucking Eddie had like a scam block, so he told Ed to knock some sense into him, and Ed just casually whop and just sent him 2 feet in the ground. Jesus Christ!
It worked though.
All
You
right,
got
yeah,
an
they whoop
idea.
Jimmy's ass and they rob him of his shit, fucking O-Block style, which then intros us into Vampire Sarah. And in the background of her scene, you see a bunch of references to Edgar Allan Poe's Cask of Amontillado. Are you familiar with that story?
Yes.
Yeah, so you see the chasms with like the bricks put up, where it's either I don't remember his name. I think it's Fortunato or Aficionado, whatever his name is. He's there. I don't know why. I don't know what that has to do with vampires, but it's there.
But he's there. That's
Speaking
all
of
that matters. He's
Sarah,
there.
he beat her ass and buried her alive. Had Double D not done that cartoon logic shit where he like watered her, and then like the sprouts popped up, she would have dead ass died there. Ed would have killed her.
Yeah, you make a good point. She probably would have. She probably would have fucking died.
Yeah, then we
In
move
cartoon
on.
or not.
We move on to more delusions. We got Medusa Naz, and her background is just Greek mythology stuff, you know, like fucking shields and swords and pottery. It doesn't really matter. And then we move on to Kevin, and Kevin's interesting to me. Peak design. That's some good shit. That fucking horseman. What's it called? Headless. Is it just headless horseman? There's a name for it.
The headless horseman.
There's a name for it. Isn't it like All Hallows Eve or?
Yeah, or the Tales of Ichabod.
Oh yeah, that's it. Good design. And my thing is that you'd think not being in a costume would save you, but no, you're on a bike. So Ed thought, I know a horse when I see one. And even you've got your
What
fucking head.
here? Hooves? Is that a head?
Gee, what actually happened? Because Kevin is throwing eggs at people, and Ed thinks it's a fucking flaming pumpkin. And so he catches it in his mouth and goes, oh, it's hot. And then lines it up to smack with his tongue. Okay, but it's an egg, though, in real life. What happened?
The shell cut his tongue? I don't know.
Ew, that's disgusting.
Yeah. That's the only thing I can think of.
All right, now as terrifying as Spider Johnny is, why was he in a tree? When they see him, he's like, shh, don't make a move. The spider goddess descends upon us. He is actually descending from a tree, though. Why?
Bro, and almost, in my opinion, Johnny is almost always in a tree. Because, like, there was been a few episodes where they're coming to, like, scam people, and Johnny is just hanging from his
stuck in
head.
a tree. All right, but right then he wasn't
Stuck in a
stuck,
tree.
though. He was just chilling in that fucking tree on Halloween
He
night.
learned.
Oh,
he learned.
He got down this time.
He got better. He is better.
All right, then we move on to Cyclops Rolf, which another reference to Greek mythology. That fucking boar shit scared the living fuck out of me as a child. Something about the spikes everywhere and how it was like so like moving frantically and smiling the entire time. That scared the shit out of me. The only reason I bring this up is because when Rolf sees them, he says, and I quote, one shy of a full load, Ed boys. Rolf was always sneak dissing him all the time. And I appreciate
Every
that.
time.
The smaller names is all like Double D Ed Boy or Tall Ed Boy or Scammer Ed Boy, but every now and then he'd be like, well, I guess I can't think of a better one than that. One shy of a full load Ed Boys. It occurred to me, I forgot to back up real quick. Johnny says to Double D, hey, if you see Plank, tell him to hurry up. I'm waiting for him. Which leads us into Frankenplank. Good design. Peak. I appreciate that. And Ed just whooping his ass with a tree. And then later, when they're all ganging on him, Johnny says, I'm going to give you guys such a pinch for what you did to Plank. How'd you know?
Bro. Do you okay? I don't know if this is like supposed to be like what's going on here, but when they're in school and they're in the library, Johnny's reading a book. I can't remember what it's called. It's like Farm
Oh, mind
Animals or some
control for
shit.
dummies.
Yeah, and fucking Mind Control for Dummies. Plank was reading that,
Are
so
we
that's
are we in
that's
the
what's
can?
going on
But there was
here.
that flashback episode where Double Eddie saw Johnny with a jawbreaker and just switched himself out for Plank. And then Johnny's like, "You okay, Plank?" And Eddie's like, "Nope, me, nah, I'm good." And Johnny could not tell the difference. So like, what is
Um,
happening with that plank of wood?
he has to know that it's Plank has to make himself aware in Johnny's presence. I don't know.
Then there was
I don't
that
know what you want from me. This is
that
cartoon logic.
Valentine's episode, not the real, not the special episode. That one Valentine's episode, the big heart, where Johnny asks Plank a question, looking away, and then he like, huh? And he looks back and he sees somebody smeared Plank's mouth off. Him before looking, so that Plank's voice actually come out muffled like Kenny's, like,
Oh yeah.
like what the fuck is going on here, bro? All right, but wrapping up this little dumbass adventure. Did you notice when they all gang together and all the horror creatures are coming after them? The background for the few seconds it plays is a blood splattered repurpose of the Billy and Mandy intro.
Did not.
Like when Grim starts laughing, like it zooms through the city and Grim's like, oh,
Yeah.
that's that intro,
Interesting.
right?
That's actually pretty hardcore.
Yeah, I noticed a lot of things in this movie. I noticed at the end when Ed's in that hole, for some reason has a lantern in it, and he kicks up the chair. If you pause it right, Ed has 4 feet. Which, is that an animation error, or has Ed been a monster this whole time?
Oh god.
Speaking of
He
that
had a
weird ass
honey on his
last
lap.
scene, when they catch up to them, they're all rightfully mad for getting their ass beat. I noticed they're only beating Eddie and Double D. They didn't touch Ed. That trauma got to y'all, did it?
Bro, I mean, like, if he kicked your ass promptly, you gonna even look in that man's direction?
They didn't even think about it. They didn't even say like, maybe go after the Viking. No, they were like coming down, saying like, I got the doggy doo doo Ed boy, and I got the Hasbin Rockstar. So y'all aren't even like plotting to get Ed. They know
Yeah,
better.
because they know they can beat them up, but not Ed.
It makes me want to go back and rewatch the series for the 300th time. When did they ever get Ed? Like, not Ed and not the three of them together and like mangle him or whatever. Did they ever actually like aspire to get Ed specifically, or have they all known that he's not to be fucked with? If he really wants to hurt you, he's just gonna get hurt.
The only time I can think of them like ganging up on Ed, they weren't even trying to hurt him. It was Sarah and Jimmy trying to convince him to like give them the good seat for the Jawbreaker factory.
Yeah, the break the sky.
That was the
episode.
only, yeah. That's the only one I can think of.
Yeah, just a good. All this leading to Spookyville. And Eddie's brother, for some reason, the bald-headed hoe that he is, went out of his way to design this map with actual clues, like the dentist stop sign and the abandoned hearse, and walk backwards 3 times. And you did all this for a map that leads back to the cul-de-sac? Why? Is this supposed to be funny? I don't get what you got out of this. You don't even here for the joke. What did you get out of this? I don't understand. What's funny here?
I don't think there was a joke. I think he likes torturing her.
I think he's just evil. I don't think it's supposed to be funny. It's just a waste of Eddie's time. He wasted his Halloween. They got no candy. They just got an ass beating.
They really did. Oh my god, they really didn't. They didn't get any candy.
Not at all.
They just got an ass beating, except for Ed.
They held on to Jimmy's candy for a second, but they had to give it to Johnny for an offering, so they didn't get any candy. He just wasted their time.
Damn.
All right, now
Sad.
a little bit of just a hint of trivia. This was Danny Antonucci's, the creative entity's favorite episode. To this day, he loves the Halloween episode. If y'all follow him on Instagram, y'all will see he posts very fucked up shit. He's kind of a fucked up man. If you watch his other shows like Lupo the Butcher or The Brothers Grunt, like he's always about like cartoonish gore or cartoonish grotesque shit. So I appreciate that. You can tell where he had his input in. I no doubt he designed all the horror mode forms. Everybody. Ed apparently brings. I couldn't look to find this when I looked up trivia facts. Ed is apparently very terrified of Greek mythology, which is why Medusa and a Cyclops terrify him. Specifically, Greek mythology terrifies Ed, which, fair enough, I guess. When Ed smacks Rolf in the eye and blinds him, he says to them, "Quickly, before the troll's mother shows up." He's referencing Grendel from the Beowulf story. You ever familiar with that one?
Yeah, I remember Beowulf.
Yeah, I watched the version where Beowulf just keeps fucking everything.
Yeah, that's the one I remember.
Yeah, that's the
the hot mother.
That's the one I learned. All right, last bit of trivia. Patrick Cade, the man who worked on the musical score for this, won a, drumroll, Leo Award in
What?
2006 for best
Huh?
musical score in animation programs.
A
Yep.
me award? Is
Yeah.
it just a golden me?
I mean, it's dead now. Nobody can win that now. But back then,
What?
early 2000, when we were both eating dirt and shitting ourselves, that was an award you could win.
Collecting rocks?
Yeah, frolicking in meadows and shit before the lights turned off and the weaker of us got put on the sides of milk cartons. That's fucking God
Walking on
intended.
the railroad tracks and all that?
All right, all in all, as y'all can tell, we dig it. We appreciate this. This is what a Halloween special is about. It doesn't have to be some big theatrical thing. Just taking your favorite characters in these kid shows and saying, let's see what they dress up as. Let's see what they're doing this Halloween. We're not doing this because I don't have enough to say about it. But another good example is the Camp Lazlo Halloween special. Do you remember that one where they like stay home? Not stay home. They stay at camp instead of going home and they just terrorize the Scoutmaster. That's good stuff. Just show me what these characters would do for Halloween. Good stuff, bro. I got Eddie getting his shit rocked. I got Double D being the precious bundle of joy that he is, and he also got his shit rocked. I got Ed beating the fuck out of a bunch of kids that fucking deserved it. The only one that didn't deserve that
Hold on.
ass beating was Naz.
Hold on. We talked about how piss poor they were, but we didn't talk about what the Kanker sisters were. We
Oh,
didn't
yeah,
talk
they
about
were
how they were witches. Say the thing. Say the jig. I can't remember.
What
I can
jig?
never remember it. The jig that the witches do.
Oh, make them scream, make them sweat. The best Halloween that they'll never forget.
Yes, good.
Wait, how
I've
does it
nutted
go? No, I can do better.
promptly.
Hold on. How did the curse is ready? Let's start the jinx. Some kind of ingredients. Rise and defeat our Ed foes. Make them scream. Make them sweat. The best Halloween they'll never forget. And was that Ed's delusions or was that real? Let me just be that real. Do that real quick. I see no evidence they didn't put an actual curse. Might have been this special. Might have been a while ago. And also, why does it turn off at the end when Eddie and Double D are getting their asses beat and Ed starts flashing his eyes and he sees them playing in the meadow? That has nothing to do with horror.
Oh, well, that's because all of the movies ran out and his PTSD was over.
He ran out of movies.
He ran out of movies.
He, had
He
to make
looked
some-
up and was
he
like,
had to
oh,
make
they're
some
just
shit
playing.
straight the fuck up for Kevin and Blank. He had to make it up. All right, last bit of trivia I have for you is that Lothar shows up again in the Ed and Eddie's Big Picture show in this one scene where Ed is getting electrocuted by a joy buzzer and he starts flashing through others. Like he does like cartoon Ed or like 20s cartoon Ed and fish Ed. He turns into Lothar for a second. That's all I got for you. All in all, final verdict for me, this shit's fucking peak. Like it's October. This video, like usually I record shit way in advance, but at the time of recording, this video is gonna be uploaded like 2 to 3 days later. I promise y'all, take a minute and go watch Ed and Eddie's Boo Haw. This shit is fucking peak. This is exactly what a Halloween special should be.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Leo, thank you for coming. We're way past our time limit. We're supposed to keep these like 12 minutes, but we're way past our time limit. We will be back. I might even bring Ace and CJ on for a couple. We'll be back for I don't know, fucking
Scary Godmother?
yeah, why not? What did you just say?
Scary Godmother.
Oh, Scary Godmother.
She was hot.
The 3D one? Oh, God. Okay,
Yeah.
the Scary Godmother's Halloween Spectacular.
She was hot.
I might throw in. We might do Billy and Mandy twice. We might do the Jack episode. We might do Underfist Halloween Bash. I got ideas. Just let us cook one time.
I'll make them into one video.
Oh God, maybe who knows? Maybe actually, we might just. All right, King of the Dead and Madman the Leo signing off till next time. Happy Halloween, everyone.
Happy Halloween.
You and CJ have a real bad habit of continually talking after I already said we're gone.